Today, I'm going to show you some new features in Google's NotebookLM that really take it to the next level. You'll be amazed. Hey there, I'm Roger Dooley. One of the least known, most powerful AI tools is Google's NotebookLM. Check my previous videos on how it works and how to create an audio podcast about anything that's remarkably realistic. First, let me recap just a little bit. NotebookLM is a RAG-locked model, which means it uses only the content that you give it. If you upload 3 articles about marketing psychology, for example, the responses you get will be based on what's in those articles, not on everything on the internet about that topic. This means you are less likely to get hallucinations or irrelevant information in your answers. NotebookLM also provides footnotes that let you check its content against the sources. This can be a big advantage over other LLMs. You can actually check quotes, figures, facts, and so on to be sure they're accurate. Now for the new stuff. It's pretty amazing. Today, NotebookLM can respond in more than 50 languages, so you can summarize content, get study guides, ask questions, and get answers in any language you want. You can also now interact with the audio overviews. That's right, you can interrupt the hosts and ask a question. Now let me show you how all this works. First, I'm going to create a new notebook, and it's ready for content. So I'm going to drag over a transcript of my recent podcast conversation with marketing guru Mark Schaefer. And as you can see very quickly, it creates its own title for one, but also a short summary. And some of the options you have to go from here normally could be to ask it a question down here. You can create a study guide, a mind map, briefing document, FAQ, timeline. Well, it gives you a lot of options. And of course, you can generate the audio overviews, which are basically like a podcast with 2 AI hosts that sound really remarkably human. Let's go ahead and do that and show you how that works. You do have a customize feature where you can specify what topic to focus on, who the audience is, and so on. That'll further customize that. We're going to skip this process for right now and just click generate. Okay, we're done. By my watch, that took under 3 minutes to generate, so pretty fast. Let's hear what it sounds like.
Okay, think about scrolling through your phone. Just like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
How many marketing messages do you think you've already waded through?
It's overwhelming, isn't it?
Totally. And in this world just saturated with content and, a lot of it now AI.
Okay, let's stop it right there. As you can see, these voices do sound quite human. Unfortunately, we can't control them. We can't get different genders or ages or accents yet, but I'm sure that'll be somewhere in their product roadmap. But now here, let me show one other feature that's really kind of interesting, and that is interactive mode. So I'm going to click this. Takes a few seconds to get in there, and now we're ready. So we will start playing the podcast again.
Okay, think about scrolling through your phone. Just like 5 minutes. How many marketing messages
I'm going
do you
to
think
go
you've
ahead and
already
interrupt
waded
here. I'm
through?
going to click
It's
join.
overwhelming.
Oh, hey there. How can we help?
Well, I'm curious. During this conversation, will you be getting to talking about the brand Liquid Death?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. Yes, we absolutely will be talking about Liquid Death.
Definitely. In fact, it comes up as a really interesting example when we discuss how brands can be truly audacious in their marketing.
It's a great illustration of some of the key ideas in the book Audacious that we're exploring today.
So hang tight, we'll definitely be diving into what makes their approach so unique and effective.
In the meantime, as we were saying, today we're really unpacking this idea of being audacious.
Exactly.
So what happened there was I clicked the join button, and that flagged the attention of one of the AI hosts, and he asked me to what I needed. I presented a question about a topic that I knew was discussed. I could have chosen some other topic, but gotten a different answer, and got a very detailed response from both hosts, which I think is pretty cool. It sounds very natural. And then as soon as they finish responding to my question, they go back to the original script. So this is very cool. And of course, you could interrupt more than once if you wanted. Probably the only limitation I see on this feature right now is that Google NotebookLM does not actually record that interaction. In other words, when you ask a question, it doesn't become part of the conversation with the host that's stored there. If you want to record it, you would have to record it via a separate app, much as I'm doing right now, but still very cool, and certainly raises the possibility of very interactive podcasts generated within NotebookLM in the future, where you could interact with the hosts and create a three-way podcast, for example. Anyway, very, very interesting stuff. Let me show you how the language works. Over here, you can go up to settings, and now there's one for output language. And so what we're going to do is change from English to, we'll pick a simple one that I can actually understand somewhat, Español. And they actually had 3 flavors of Spanish. So we'll save that. And now, as you see, nothing really seems to change. Everything's looks the same, but I'm going to refresh the page, and it kept that same title, but now as we see, the text summary is in Spanish. And actually, if I reloaded the whole notebook from scratch, the title would be in Spanish too. But now, here's the interesting thing. You can create an audio overview in that language. So first, unfortunately, what we have to do is, since we're working in the same document, is we're going to have to load the old conversation that's in English and delete that. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and delete that. Now, once again, we have the Customize and Generate button. Just as before, you could customize it if you wanted a particular focus in the discussion. We're just going to click Generate and see what we get. Okay, we're done. That took maybe closer to 5 minutes. So it could be that I don't have a big enough sample size to say for sure that it always takes longer to generate the audio view in other languages, but it seems to be the case. And I also notice that there is no interactive mode when you have a different output language. So perhaps that makes that indicates that it takes a little longer, a little more processing horsepower, and it wouldn't be as interactive as they can actually do in English. Again, that's something that probably could change in the future. But let's take a listen to this.
Hola, hoy nos metemos de lleno en cómo destacar en el marketing actual. Un mundo donde la inteligencia artificial, bueno, cada vez pinta más, ¿no?
Totalmente.
Nos basamos en una charla con Mark Schaefer y su libro Audacious. La idea es, pues, ver...
Well, that sounds pretty good, right? And so this tool really gives you a lot of capabilities. If you have employees, customers, users in different countries, different language areas, you can create content specifically for them easily with just the click of a button. This can be very useful for education, for training, and so on, for marketing. So really, really great stuff. And I'm sure that Google is going to keep on improving this. There's also a rumor, I believe at this point, that they are working on generating video overviews, video conversations, which actually shouldn't be that difficult. In my previous video, I manually cut the video with 2 AI avatars and matched that up with the voices and produced a very nice little video, except, of course, it was a rather tedious process because I had to cut back and forth between the 2 speakers. But using a tool like HeyGen, I was able to match the speakers to the voices, even their mouth movements matched. So it really, Google, since they have access to the separate audio tracks if they need, they could simplify that process greatly. I had to work with a combined audio track, which was part of the problem. And also, a little tricky is sometimes the hosts talk over each other, and that makes it a little bit challenging too to get things matched up right. But regardless, I think that the future use of this tool is really great, and I'm totally excited at how this tool is evolving. And for the moment, not that many people know about it and are using it. So this is your time to really get familiar with it and get that advantage over your competition. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.